New Thought Media Network. We are a global broadcast network of positive music, media, and entertainment, inspiring humanity's evolution along the journey of enlightenment and creating a world of love, peace, empowerment, and prosperity for all. New Thought Media Network. Positively inspiring.
New Thought Media Network proudly presents On Purpose with Reverend Beth Linguri. Wednesdays at 7 a.m. Mountain Time, 3 p.m. Central European Time. Come find purpose, nurture growth, and live your passion. And now On Purpose with Reverend Beth Linguri.
Greetings, everyone. So good to be with you. Welcome to On Purpose. This is a weekly broadcast supporting you on your life journey as you learn to live in alignment with your divine purpose. When you do this, you will see your life unfold, bringing you to deeper peace and joy, that peace that you seek. Our source for this journey together is Ernest Holmes' book, The Thing Called You, and this is episode 28. So I invite you now to enter into the sanctuary of this moment. Become still and connect with the wisdom of your heart. Surrender to this moment now and simply release any activity that has come before, any planning for the future, any judging or worrying. Just let them all go and move your awareness into your heart space. Just move down into that heart center and breathe there. Breathe into the center of your being, the breath of life. Connect with your soul. And as you do, become aware of your physical body in space. You may gently close your eyes or just soften them. With your legs firmly on the ground, connecting to the earth, and your spine erect and your head pointed towards the sky above. Connecting with the rhythm of the breath of life, the gift of life. As you do, there may be sounds around you, outside or in the room. And so leave them there and move into the inner stillness, into the space within, and open your awareness and listen to the words. Allow these words to become yours. These are the words of Ernest Holmes in chapter 15. I allow the divine wholeness to flow through me in ever-widening circles of activity. Every good I have experienced is now increased. Every joy that has come into my life is now multiplied. There is a new influx of inspiration into my thought. I see more clearly than ever before that my divine birthright is freedom, joy, and eternal goodness. And I realize that this same birthright is given to all people. And I realize that everyone has this common good. The divine presence interprets itself to me through love and friendship, through peace and harmony. And knowing that this life gives according to my faith. I lift my mind. I elevate my faith And I listen deeply to the song of my being. I listen deeply to the song of my being. This is our theme for today, the song of being, the song of my being. So last week we talked about this idea of possibility. All things are possible. And I asked the question, possible to whom? Possible to everyone? What do I have to do to allow this possible to actually unfold? And Ernest Holmes says, everything is possible to those who believe. Those who believe. So let's just explore this a little bit today. So accepting this as a principle of your being and coming to the logical conclusion that this idea of faith, of believing, it's not some nebulous idea that we just say like this or that doesn't have any meaning. But it is a very powerful principle. And we can base all of our activities on this very powerful principle. It's not willpower. We don't will things to happen. Or it's not influencing people or things or holding thoughts with a tightening grip. This is not what we're talking about when we talk about belief. So what does he say about faith? Your faith is positive when that which your intellect announces is no longer denied by that accumulative thought patterns in the subconscious part of your mind. Your faith is positive when you don't have all those voices talking to you and telling you this is wrong, this is right, all those voices in your head. You have faith when you no longer listen to those voices, when they fade away. Your faith is positive when those voices fade away and you have listening only to that deep voice within. You are the thinker. You are the creator of thought patterns. You are the master of your fate. Your search is over. I listen deeply to the song of my being. I listen deeply to the song of my being. So many of us, and I know this is true for me, I have been through my life focusing on what I think I need, what I want, wanting what I don't have, and believing that if I had that, then everything would be great and everything would be okay. And then it would be one more thing. Well, if I have that, or if this works out, then everything will be okay. So focusing on what I want, what I need, what I think I want, those kinds of things draw us off track. They draw us off track from listening to what is in our hearts. We become victims. And we say, well, if that had not been done to us, I'd be okay. Or if this hadn't happened, I'd be okay. And this is the basis upon which we create our lives, by our thoughts of lack, of need, of what we think we want. And when we do so, we are bound to be disappointed. We are bound to be disappointed. So let's explore this idea of this listening deeply to the song of my being. Sounds good, doesn't it? So listen again to what Ernest Holmes says. He says, your endeavor is not to find the right answers. Your endeavor is not to seek the abundance that you see lacking, or to see others' behaviors as needing to be changed because it's not in alignment with yours. Your endeavor is not all of that. But what is it? Your endeavor is to realize that the presence of perfection is always within you. And the perfect solution already exists. That's all you need to do. Realize the presence of perfection is always within you, and the perfect solution already exists. And it's within you. It's right there, as close as your breath. Your search is over. Your search outward, that is. Your outward search is over. I listen deeply to the song of my being. I am consciously aware of the presence of spirit. I have discovered the great reality. I am awake to the realization of this presence, this one life. There is but one life. That infinite life is my life. It is the song of my being. So that's what I listen to. So we create this intention. Today, I see this life reflected in every form, in back of every face I see. I see this presence moving through every act, everything that others do. Knowing that the divine presence is in everyone I meet. Think about that going through the day. Everyone you meet, your friend, your neighbor, person in the store, perhaps your taxi driver, the train, the conductor, every person you meet. The spirit is in the heart of that person. It's in all people. It's in everything. And I recognize this life responding to me in the people I meet, in every event that transpires, in every circumstance in my experience. I want to tell you about one of the great current metaphysical people in the world that I know personally. I've met him and been to his studio up in Florida. His name is Michael Singer. He's known by his friends and everyone as Mickey. He says, I've been Mickey all my life, so call me Mickey. And he did exactly this. He really took this to heart and followed this advice. And he writes about it in a book that he published a few years ago called The Surrender Experiment. So it's Michael Singer, like the singer, The Surrender Experiment. He writes this: life rarely unfolds exactly as we want it to. And if we stop about and think about it, it makes perfect sense. The scope of life is universal. And the fact that we are not actually in control of life's events should be self-evident. The universe has been around for 13.8 billion years. Yes. The processes that determine the flow of life around us did not begin when we were born, nor will they end when we die. 13.8 billion years. Things have been going on and on and on. And we are not responsible for one fraction of what manifests around us. Nonetheless, we walk around trying to control it, determine what will happen in our lives. Does that seem like an anachronism? But we do it because of those voices. No wonder there is so much that unfolds that does not suit us. No wonder there's so much that happens to us that doesn't make us happy or pleased. It doesn't suit us. Especially if they are not the way we want them. However, they are the natural result of the forces of creation that's been going on for billions of years. So our wants and desires, those things that we think should happen or would like to happen, are very small compared with the forces of the world, the forces of creation. And it's a very difficult way to live. And that's why we always seem to be struggling with life. We seem to struggle with life. So this is the basis for this amazing experiment that Michael Singer embarked upon. So he asked the question, and I invite you to ask this of yourself if you so choose. Am I better off making up an alternative reality in my mind? In other words, creating these things that I want and should happen, and then fighting with reality to make it my way? Or would I be better off to let go of what I want? Just let it go and simply focus my efforts on serving, accepting what is, serving these forces, accepting what is, and say, how may I serve in this moment? Focus my efforts on serving these forces of reality that manage to create the entire perfection of the universe around me. Am I better off by fighting against all this and all my energies towards resistance? I want it my way. Or would I be better off just accepting what is and accepting the entire, this perfection of the universe around me? Now, this is not the same thing as giving up my personal will. I don't give up my will. I still have that will, but I align my will with the natural forces surrounding me, which are constantly creating perfection. If you just look outside at nature, creating all the time, especially in this springtime, creating the magnificent roses and all the flowers and the leaves and the insects and this life force. When I read this book for the first time some years ago, I said I was facing a personal challenge, and I was very focused on what I wanted and using my personal will to create what I saw with my intellect was the correct outcome. So this is a true story. I wanted to find a place to live that was very near my daughter's home. I was helping out a lot at home with cooking meals and taking children to school, etc., being available for taking the dog for a walk. And so I was very involved in their life, and I would really like to find a place very close by. And so one day I was coming to their home and I saw a for rent sign, for rent, on the apartment that was just above theirs. I thought, perfect, ideal. That apartment is available and it would be just right. But when I actually called the number on the sign and went to visit it, I saw that it was much larger than I needed, and it was much more expensive than I felt that I could pay with my current income. But it had been there for rent for a few months, so I thought, well, I want this apartment. It's the perfect solution. I will reach out and I will act, and I'll make an offer that would fit my budget, and I'm sure it will be accepted. And I did so. But of course, no, it was not accepted. There was a counter offer, but it was still more than I was able to pay. So I accepted it. I was disappointed. And as I was reading this book, I decided, well, let me try this experiment. So I let go. I surrendered and I said, well, universe, I accept the outcome, whatever it is. I know it's going to be perfect, this perfect solution, and let it go. Well, the very next day, a neighbor contacted me and she said, do you know that there is an apartment in this building for rent? Not that big one, but a smaller one. There was no sign. It was not advertised, so I did not know. But somehow she did. She was very friendly with the people who owned it. And so she called them and made an appointment the next day to see the apartment. Well, we went to see the apartment, and of course, it was much better suited to my needs than the original one, and it was exactly the price I could afford. And this is the apartment I live in today, and this is the apartment that you see right here in this program. This one experience just happened so easily. It led me to understand this concept, this surrender to the universe, and to allow that to unfold. It may not seem as exactly the right one, but if we allow, the forces in the universe know exactly our needs, and it knows exactly what will serve our needs better than even we do ourselves. Believe, have faith, trust. This is what those words mean. Believe, have faith, trust, release, let go. So you can join me in this surrender experiment. And I do encourage you to read the book. It's delightful. It's a really good read. Goes along very, very quickly. And it's amazing, all of the different experiences that unfold in his life. Michael Singer, The Surrender Experiment. We lose so much energy trying to change what we do not like or want, change that which frustrates us, or what's happened in the past, or what we see that stands in the way. What if? What if you simply see the good in everything? See the good in everything. The God, the power of the universe, personified in all people. Perfect life manifested in every event. I listen deeply to the song of my being. Yes, I listen deeply to the song of my being. So each week I share with you this idea of creating a practice, a regular practice to remind us to turn back into the center of our being, the centering practice. It is a perfect pathway to this contemplative life. A contemplative life is one where we turn within. We turn within and allow answers to come, ideas to come forth, people to arrive in our lives to provide exactly the solution that we need. So when we do this, when we realize and accept our divinity, this soul within, it becomes the pathway. And we surrender to the divine will for our lives. And believe me, this divine will for our life is so much better than what we could possibly imagine for ourselves. So I invite you now to join me in this centering practice. Perhaps there's something in your life which is right now not as you would like it to be, or you see a dilemma, or you see a person that you're just not getting on with, or something that you want to be different from how it is, something that is perhaps bothering you today, whatever it is. Have an intention to live and know that the solution is coming forth from your inner knowing. We create this intention of knowing from within, of listening deeply to the song of your being. And so just take a deep breath and have this intention. I listen to the song of my being. I listen. Find time in your life to be alone and to go within to that sacred center. Visualize it. Close off your eyes to the senses, to any voices that may be speaking. Those voices in our head that follow us around all day long. Just let them go. and be here in the center, in the stillness and the quiet. Engage your imagination and see what is there. Invite the solution to come forth. You might even ask the visioning questions. What is the highest idea right now for this, which I have brought for you, before you? What is the highest idea? What is being revealed to me? What do I need to let go of? What do I need to accept, to take on, to embrace? And just allow those questions to be, and for the answers to come. As you do this, you might record your insights in a journal, and then imagining it unfolding according to the divine plan. I love Rumi, and I will end with a Rumi quote and a poem as well. But the Rumi writes, "If you surrender to uncertainty, nothing goes wrong. If you surrender to uncertainty, nothing goes wrong." So today, I would like to share with you a blessing from the book Anamkara. And it's by this amazing, beautiful Irish poet, the late John O'Donoghue. So may the light of your soul guide you. May the light of your soul bless the work you do with the secret love and warmth of your heart. May you see in what you do the beauty of your own soul. May the sacredness of your work bring healing light and renewal to those who work with you and to those you see and those who receive your work. May your work or what you do never weary you. May it release within you well springs of refreshment, inspiration, and excitement. May you be present in what you do. May you never become lost in the bland absences. May the day never burden. May dawn find you awake and alert, approaching your new day with dreams, possibilities, and promise. May evening find you gracious and fulfilled. May you go into the night, blessed, sheltered, and protected. May your soul calm, console, and renew you. May your soul calm, console, and renew you. I listen deeply to the song of my being. And so it is. Namaste.
Thanks for watching. Join us again next Wednesday for more of On Purpose with Reverend Beth Linguri, only on New Thought Media Network. Learn more at www.ntmedia.org.